Okay, good morning, or almost afternoon it feels like. We're really excited to invite you to our webinar series. Today we're going to talk about Promise Optical. My name is Kelly Asbra and I'm the Optical Director of our programs, and with me is the fabulous Katie Torgerson, who's the Optical Manager. And so today we're trying something a little bit different. We're actually streaming live from our shop. We figured what a great place to be. A couple of things. Today we're hoping to teach you all about Promise Optical and what sets us apart from other opticals. We're really excited to share some stuff about our frame lines with you and talk about our lab and our expansion. You might notice that Katie and I don't have masks on and we are not 6 feet apart right now. It's hard to go live with a mask on, and Katie and I, we carpool. We're in our safety social network together, so we felt that it'd be okay to be this close because we're in a car together. And we also just want to say that we're sending out heartfelt support and thoughts to everyone all over the state right now with the fires. We're all watching that closely, so we're really sorry that the devastation that's happening in our state, and we're thinking about everyone and hoping everybody's safe. We are excited to share our webinar with you. We're going to start with some frames. Katie's going to start with Modern Optical.
Good morning, everybody. I'm really excited to share with you some of our frame lines that we have. And today we're going to start with Modern Optical. It's more of our economical line here. So some people walk into our shop and they think they're like, I have a real, small budget for eyeglasses. This is just my backup pair. So Modern Optical is your go-to for that. This is actually part of their big men eyewear collection. It's really great for those men that have a little bit wider of a face, or even women. I am one of those people. I actually do most of my frames are men's eyewear. So this is a nice larger frame here made out of acetate. This is from the Modern Art collection. It's got really nice detail on the frame front right there. Really nice petite women's frame. All of the Modern Optical frames are below $110 and below, so very economical, easy on your wallet, I like to say. Regardless of how much you're spending in our shop, all of our frames come with a 1-year warranty.
We get so many customers who come in, and when they see the Modern frames, they're actually really surprised at the price point, because there's some really fantastic frames, and they do a lot that kind of knock off that look of some high-end frame lines. But we've been working with Modern for many, many years, and we really truly love the quality. We searched high and low to find a line that's super economical but very, very durable. We're pretty excited about Modern. I'm going to share with you about Europa. I'm actually wearing a Europa frame right now. I just have to give you guys a close-up of this, of my frame. It's my little bedazzled sparkle. Katie knows that anytime we buy frames, if it has glitter or sparkle, I immediately flock to it like moth to flame. Europa is a really great frame line. It's a family-owned frame line, and actually all of the frames that they offer are named after family members. I'm wearing a Cinzia frame, which is Cynthia in Italian. This right here is one of the Scott Harris vintage. I don't know if you can see this detail. It's a really great frame line. It's got this really nice filigree on the side. We get a lot of people coming in wanting a true round, and this frame line has some really great pieces. And this is one of their collection too. It's called Alan J, named after Alan of the family. And Alan J and State Optical are actually made in the USA. They're made in Chicago. All of the materials are sent to Chicago. It's created quite a few jobs. And what we love about it is that it is made in America. But if you're ever in Chicago, you actually can sign up to go tour their factory to see how eyeglasses are made. So just kind of a neat thing if you're down there in the Windy City. But Europa is one of our great frame lines. All of the Europas are priced under $200. Our American line is a little bit more because it's made in America, but we think that we have a lot to offer with that line.
A lot of people come into their shop and they ask us about specific frame lines that we carry. Do you guys have Ray-Ban? Do you have Coach? Do you have Burberry? And we steer away from a lot of those larger conglomerate companies. Many of them were actually bought out by a larger company called Luxottica, and we like to steer away from that and choose independent frame lines such as Moto. Moto right here is beautiful. This right here is made out of titanium. It's very durable, super lightweight, and it's really cool because it has a combination of a nice acetate inlaid in the metal, in the titanium. So there's that. And then within Moto, they have a line called Eco. And what's really, really cool about Eco is that for every frame that's purchased, they plant a tree. So it's helping the environment, which what a great time in the world right now to be planting trees. So, and this specifically Eco line, they have a clip that comes with it. So we can put your prescription lenses in the ophthalmic frame here. And it comes with this clip that's designed specifically for this frame. So you don't have to buy an additional pair of sunglasses. It's all combined right here. And a lot of people love to accessorize them. They'll come in, they'll buy the frame, and these come in multiple colors. So they might buy the green one that it comes with, or the black or the brown, so that they can have one in their sun visor in their car. They can keep one in their purse or their wallet. It's a really, really economical way to get your eyewear needs and have protection from the sun as well.
Katie and I, we spend a lot of time along with our whole team researching frame lines. We're very thoughtful about ones we bring on. And when we saw this a couple years ago with this clip, we knew it was an answer to a lot of what we needed, because so many clip-ons are like clamp on and they can scratch. And we were so excited. I actually have a gorgeous, I can't wait. I have a Moto just like this, but it's burnt orange, waiting just for a little bit more into the fall to accessorize.
And what's really great about Moto and their Eco line is that they have a really wide selection for men and women, unisex, different sizes, materials. The way that they combine materials is really fascinating. You'll have to come in sometime and check out the Moto and Eco lines.
And it also does great with petite people. Kira Vance, as you all know, one of our rock star directors here. Kira wears a Moto, and it's just the perfect frame. It's a really pretty kind of blush nude color, and it just blends really, really well. This line is, again, one of those ones we were so excited to learn about. This is called Article 1. It's a really great brother and sister company. They're located in Flint, Michigan. Part of why we fell in love with Article 1 was not just for the quality of the frames, but they donate for every pair that's sold. They give vitamin A for an entire year to 2 children in the world through the Helen Keller Foundation. And if you're not aware of this, vitamin A deficiency is the leading cause of preventable blindness. And it's incredible that just giving this to 2 children, it saves their sight. So when we heard that they worked with the Helen Keller Foundation, we really liked that. And they also give money locally. They hire people like adolescents that are kind of struggling, trying to get them out of the correction system. And they also gave a lot of money to the Clean Water Initiative in Flint. Article 1 is made in Italy. I just have to show you how beautiful it is. This is actually a metal frame. It's a beautiful navy frame, and it's got this acetate inlay that looks like a wood grain. If you can see that, you see the metal on there. So Article 1 does beautiful work, all Italian. This is another one, this really pretty nude one. So it's a great way to buy a great frame line, but support a really good cause to help people worldwide, like Eco does with planting trees.
Mm-hmm. And all of their frames are actually named after streets in Flint, Michigan, too, which is pretty cool.
That's great. I just had a question for the two of you from Ella. Ella asked, can I bring in my own frames and have lenses put in?
Yeah, we'd love to be able to do that for people. What we do is we just inspect the frame to ensure that it'll withstand our edging process. You'll see in just a few minutes when we head back to the lab that we're actually going to show you. We do all of our edging in-house, which we'll share with a little bit later. But yeah, we'll take a look at the frame. We're not super fragile when it comes to inserting lenses into frame, just because sometimes you just have to force a lens in there. And also, if it's not going to withstand the edging process, it's probably not going to withstand very long on your face either when you're out, playing sports, doing whatever. But in most cases, definitely we could put lenses into your own frame. Here we have OVO. We love to, this is one of our favorite lines that we have. They are all handcrafted in Europe. It's a family-owned business. It's been around since 1980. They can actually withstand 90 pounds of pressure. So they are made out of surgical stainless steel. They're super lightweight, durable. I must say, this is the frame that I wear around my house with my 1-year-old because he likes to yank glasses off my face. And I'm confident that if he yanks these off my face, he's not going to break them. The worst that might happen is a nose pad will pop out and I have to put that back in, which is very easy to do. We even like to show off that they don't have screws in the hinge component here. So oftentimes people's screws get stripped, they fall out, and then they have to get their screw reinserted with special tools. That's not going to happen with these OVOs. We even have a tutorial that we've shared with a few customers. A lot of our customers maybe live across the state or even out of state, and they can't make it back to our shop or another shop that carries OVO to replace a temple back on. And so we actually have a tutorial that Trixie, our optician, made that shows you how to put the temple back on so you can actually do that yourself, which is really fantastic. This is a nice, more masculine frame, double brow bar. It's got some really cool striations in there, which is really neat. And then this is a more feminine style, a gold temple there with a nice seafoam frame front. Like I said, they're very lightweight. We often get customers that come in that are lifelong wearers of a brand called Silhouette. Some of you may be familiar with them. They're the rimless, where they actually drill the temple into the lens. We don't carry Silhouette. However, this is a frame line that we like to show those folks that love those, because when you put them on, it almost feels like you're not even wearing a frame, but they're a little bit more substantial visual-wise, aesthetic-wise, you can actually see. We like to say, if you're gonna wear glasses, let people see them. We think they're beautiful, especially right now when we're wearing our masks. Think about how important it is for communication for people to see our eyes. So when you know somebody's smiling through their eyes, so why not frame them with a beautiful frame versus something that you can't see or that you don't love. So right now is the time to come in and get some more beautiful eyewear that people are going to notice and see, because they're not looking at your mouth anymore, they're looking at your eyes.
It's interesting because you see people getting fancy masks. I know Katie, I was laughing in my car because in my car I have like a ledge and it's just full of masks, and I coordinate my mask to my outfits. Like today I'm wearing a stripy white one, so I'm wearing white. But it's just a really fun time to experiment with eyewear, because it's like, as Katie said, it's kind of the thing that people see about you, so you can make it fun and colorful. This next frame line is definitely if you want to be really fun and colorful. And Katie always has to help me because she lived in France for a bit. But this is our exquisite, exclusive frame line called Play Le Maret. Did I do it? It's only taken 2 years. I usually sound like I'm speaking some other language.
And Play Le Maret actually means pretty little things.
So definitely they are pretty little things. So each of these frames, I have to show you, they're very fun and bold and colorful. They're all handmade in Normandy, France. It takes 2 weeks to make each frame. Every step is done by hand polishing. They insert and heat the hinges in there. And they have 2 collections a year, and it's just like the fashion. They do a fall, winter, and a spring, summer. We are the only optical shop in the entire state of Oregon that is allowed to carry these at this point. They are very choosy. They're very mindful of their brand. And they really, really liked what we do here with the foundation, the Oregon Lions Sight and Hearing Foundation. And so they've picked us, and we feel very honored for that. But even the temples have just that little, looks like a little kicking leg. It's just a little fun. But Katie and I just yesterday had the opportunity to meet with our rep who drove down from Seattle, and we just picked out 30 brand new, exquisitely beautiful frames that will be here in a few weeks. We're really excited to share that with you.
And this line is really fun because they have some really out there designs with like really unique cutouts that are asymmetrical. Probably a bit more European than what our demographic is looking for. But if you're looking for something really funky, come see us. We've actually, we've picked some bit more conservative frames, but they're still really fun and different and unique. So if you're looking for that just frame that stands out, or even something a little bit more subtle but has the beautiful detail, come in and check out Play Limited, because they are just beautiful.
I love to tell people, I feel like these are art for your face, and these are frames for people who want their eyeglasses to be noticed. And every customer we have fit in these loves them, and they say, I get so many compliments. We have a customer who picked out a very beautiful simple frame, and then she picked out one of these, and she loves to wear these because people comment on it. They're just amazing, and they're fun. They're just really fun. And the best, you know what I love is when we get customers who come in and they go, oh no, I'm not a flashy person. I just want something simple.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to get a little rectangle metal frame, which nothing is wrong with that. And then they keep looking at these, and we put them in there, and before you know it, they're walking out in something really fun. And then their friends come in because they want to be fabulous too. So
when people come in, we like to look at we first and foremost look at somebody's prescription, because not every prescription is great for every frame that we carry. If you have a really high prescription, it's probably not a great idea to pick out a really huge, you know, maybe aviator shaped frame. We're going to kind of look at that and kind of educate you. We sit down and we talk about your lifestyle. If you're an avid gardener or a cyclist, there's certain activities and lifestyles that people live that dictate what type of frame they might want to wear, what type of lens. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of progressive lens styles out there, and we've pared them down to probably about 20 to 30 different progressive lenses that we feel are top of the line progressive lenses. And based on somebody's lifestyle, we'll kind of pare it down to what might work for them, and then we lay out options, we educate. That's the number one thing that we do with our customers, is we educate, and I think that's mainly what sets us apart and what brings people back. We time and time again, people come in and they say, the last optician I went to, they just told me what I was getting, and I really didn't have any say in what I was getting, and then they ended up sometimes maybe not liking their lenses, and so they're trying somewhere new. And what they love about us is that we say, this is a few options that we might consider for you, and we explain why, and we really just make it up to the customer. You know, it's whatever the customer wants and whatever their needs are. That's what we base their frame and lens selection on.
Katie always likes to say we have a style for every budget. As you saw earlier, modern is great, and we wouldn't have picked it if we didn't feel it was amazing, because we want you, whether you spend $100 or if you spend $1,100, when you leave here, we want you to be satisfied, and we want you to know your product that you're wearing. It is amazing. As Katie was saying, we get so many people who are like, I get a choice. I thought that there was one type of progressive out there. And it's like, no, there's hundreds. We just took the time to really educate ourselves and pare down what we felt was best for our clients. Even our value progressive is amazing. We get so many people that love it, and then we have the highest end available, and we can offer anything. We can do anything with your lenses. We have transition lenses. We do amazing mirror coatings. We work with 2 different local labs, and with those labs, we did that so that we could offer more products and different services, because sometimes some labs might do better mirrors, some labs offer lenses that others don't, so we wanted to just have a wider range for our customers. And as Katie was saying, because we really take time to educate people, we really want to look at your prescription. Sometimes we have to say no, or that's not the best idea. If you have, my husband, for example, is a very, very high minus, as is Katie, but if he wanted to get a huge frame, it's going to be really bulky and heavy and fall. It's not going to be aesthetically good. Or sometimes people want these little tiny frames, but they want a progressive, and we educate them on why. But we can even do your most complicated prescriptions. And sometimes, even though we work with 2 phenomenal labs, one's in Tacoma and one is here independent in Portland, sometimes we have to call specialty labs, because even they can't do stuff, and we have to get really complicated things like a lot of prism or a special power in a bifocal or prism in a bifocal, which prism helps if your eyes kind of deviate. It's something your doctor prescribes to keep your eyes aligned. So anything you have, we can do for you.
And I also want to point out too, we offer really great anti-reflective coatings from both of our labs. That's one of the main reasons we've chosen the labs that we do, the two labs, because their anti-reflective coatings are top of the line. The precision that goes into making those layers and layers and layers to protect those lenses and give you the anti-reflective capabilities is incredible. If you ever want to visit a surfacing lab, you should, because it's really neat to see their anti-reflective room. It's like, it's a clean room. You have to walk in with booties on your feet and everything. It's really neat, but sometimes we get customers that don't want anti-reflective coating. I'm not sure if all of you are familiar, but anti-reflective coating is really beneficial to everybody. It gives you more clear vision, and it also prevents scratches and smudges. And some of our customers come in, they're like, I don't want anti-reflective coating. Every time I get it, it flakes off, or it does this, it does that. And we always just challenge people to try it here, because the anti-reflective coatings that we have, we do give on most of them a 2-year warranty, and there's a reason we back our anti-reflective coatings. Our labs that we work with back those anti-reflective coatings because they last. It's I think we've had one pair of glasses in the last 3.5 years that came back because it was flaking. I think it's because they left them in their car on like a 90-degree day, which don't do that. But another reason why we chose the labs we do, the one up in Tacoma, Washington that we work with, they do these really cool custom, they're called chemistry clips. So any frame you have, any frame in our shop or any frame that you come in that you want us to put lenses into, we can do a custom sun clip for them. What they do is they insert magnets into the lens, which you might think that might obstruct your view, but it doesn't. It's in your peripheral. Most people get used to it after wearing them for a couple of hours and they don't even notice them. And you can actually accessorize them. You can make them little gems, little stones if you want to. Kelly would definitely
I would bedazzle them.
And then you could also customize on the clip the bridge color, the jewel that you see here. This is just a little metal magnet, but any frame, doesn't matter what it is. The only caveat is that we do have to send that out to the lab, and it takes 3 or 4 weeks to do, which most people are totally fine with doing, because when they're done, they get a beautiful custom pair of sun clips.
And what's really neat about chem clips too is that you can make it clear, and you might be like, why? Now it's like an infomercial. But wait, there's more. What you can do is we can actually put your ad power in this and make it clear. So let's say you're not quite ready for a progressive, but you have a distance prescription, but you need something to read. We could put your +1, +2, whatever's prescribed in here. You have this for distance, and then when you need to read or you want the full thing, you can actually put it on. We have customers that have done that with a computer power where they don't quite need reading, but they need a little boost. So there's a lot of ways that you can enhance your lenses. And as Katie said, that's one of the reasons that we were very mindful. We really strive to have great partnerships with all of our vendors, and we want them to have the same values that we do. And we actually went up and met the owner of this lab, and we know the owner of our other lab, but there's what you can do with a chem clip.
Yeah. And it's really important right now to be taking care of our eyes. Think about your children's eyes right now, with all the kids doing online schooling on their screens for 3, 4, 6 hours a day. One thing that we can do is we can, it doesn't have to be prescribed by the doctor. There's actually a couple options to protect our eyes when we're on screens all the time, even for children. We could do a blue light blocker. So it blocks the blue light that emits from our computer screens. And there's different variances of how much it will block, but they vary between 60 and 80 to 90% of the blue light that is emitting from our computer screens. They are finding that that blue light that is emitting from screens can cause long-term damage to our eyes, such as macular degeneration. So there are still studies out there for that. We're doing our best to do the research that we can, but right now it doesn't hurt. Just try to protect our eyes as much as we can. There's also a lens that we offer. One of the brands is called Eisen and another is called Concept. It's a single vision lens, so even if you have a little bit of prescription or no prescription, if you're a child that doesn't need a whole lot of prescription, what it is it acts sort of like a progressive lens. It may have, if you're prescribed any power, it'll have it in the top, or if you don't have any prescription, it'll have no power in the top. My sister, she's an emotrope. She doesn't have any prescription. She can see 20/20, but when she's sitting on her computer, she loves to put her eyes on because it has a little bump of power gradually as you go down. So it just puts less strain on your eyes when you're looking at that screen, or if you do a bit of reading, it makes your muscles not have to work so hard in your eye. So there's so many different options that you'll find when you come here.
I'm actually getting Ella, my daughter's 2nd grade. We're getting her new script, and we're going to do blue light blocker because she's just going to be on her tablet.
Exactly.
All day.
You might as well protect those eyes, protect our kids' eyes.
I get my set.
And we take pride in educating our customers on all of the lens options in order to create the best custom pair of eyeglasses for you. And we say, in the event that you're not satisfied with the glasses for whatever reason it is, please bring them back within 45 days. We'll do our best to troubleshoot. That's one of our favorite things to do is when somebody is struggling with maybe their first pair of progressives, or they got a bifocal and something just doesn't feel right. We love to troubleshoot. We'll, we'll go step by step to see why they might not be working with you. 90% of the time we could figure it out. It might just be a slight adjustment that we have to do. But sometimes not all lenses are created equally for everybody. So we sometimes might suggest that somebody goes back to their eye doctor for a recheck because as you know, when you go to the eye doctor, it's a bit subjective. You're saying, is 1 better or is 2 better? And sometimes 1 and 2 look the same. So sometimes you just have to go back and get a recheck, and the doctor might adjust the prescription a little bit, and we're happy to remake those glasses at no cost to you if the doctor has to change the prescription. Just make sure you bring them back to us within 45 days.
And we get a question a lot, which is, do you take insurance? And the simple answer is no, but wait, there's more. We actually have this amazing program that we use called Anagram. And what Anagram does is it allows us to put in your information for most of the major vision insurance carriers, and we can tell you what your out-of-network benefit would be. Katie and I had this long, complicated meeting with one of the major vision insurance carriers. And when we were trying to understand how it would work if we took their insurance, what they basically told us, this is kind of weird, but most vision insurances they own labs and they own frame lines, and it's kind of sticky. But they basically told us that we would not be able to edge, which we're going to show you later, our lab, that we're very proud of our lab. We would not be able to edge our own. We'd have to use one of their labs. They were going to pick a majority of what frames were on our board. We had no control over the companies we used. We had to use theirs. And they actually told us, that we would have to raise our prices 30% just to make it work, to take their insurance. And we don't want to do that. We have been very mindful in creating I Promise with the vendors and their missions and our mission. And we wanted to control the frames that we offer you in the shop. And we wanted to be able to edge to control quality, and we wanted to pick our own labs. So we found that Anagram was a great solution. And what our customers often find is that when we tell them they're out of network benefits and they see how low our prices are, we've had so many people say, oh my gosh, this is actually cheaper than I paid in network at the last place I went. So you can even call ahead of time, and we could type in your information and tell you. It's pretty quick. It only takes about maybe 10 minutes for us to be able to access that. And the best part is when you make your purchase, you pay for your glasses in full. And once you do that, we can submit that claim for you. And then in a few weeks, your insurance company just mails you that. So we're saving you the hassle of paperwork and a stamp. So definitely take advantage of that, because it's something that we like to do.
I just want to point out, not all insurances offer out-of-network benefits, so please check with your insurer first to see, call us, and we could look into it for you. If I know it's really dreadful to navigate the insurance system sometimes, so we're happy to do some finger walking for you and make those phone calls. And then also the out-of-network insurances that we can process, I think there's maybe 10 or 12. There's some major ones, including VSP, IMED, what else do we have? Regents Blue Cross. So those are some major ones. If those ring a bell to you, if that's an insurance that you have, most likely they have out-of-network benefits that we could submit insurance claims for you for.
Definitely, and help you save money and get the best frames.
Yes.
So you might be seeing our frames and be excited because we're total optical nerds. We get really giddy when we get frames. It's almost like Christmas. And it's embarrassing how many frames all of us have because we like to test out the lenses and the products because that's another way. We don't want to just read. We put us all in the different lenses and say, hey, how do you like this? Or do you like this one? So that we know from experience what we offer. But another way that I Promise is different than all other places is we're actually a for-profit owned by our nonprofit, which is the Oregon Lions Sight and Hearing Foundation. And our foundation, our mission is to screen, treat, save, and restore sight and hearing in partnership with local Lions clubs. And that's what I Promise does. So when a customer comes into our shop and you make a purchase, all the net proceeds from that purchase come back to our foundation to help our programs like our LEAP program, which is another program we manage, the Lions Eyeglass Assistance. And LEAP is separate from I Promise, but in LEAP, we help our local clubs and community partners in KEX Kids Fund. And last year we made about 2,500 pairs of eyeglasses for low-income adults and children throughout our state. So the great thing is that when you come to I Promise, you're getting an amazing product, amazing quality, very dedicated and educated staff, but you know that that purchase you're making, the proceeds are coming back to a nonprofit. Doesn't get better than that. And you're buying a pair and you're helping others.
Kelly mentioned we were very careful in selecting the vendors that we work with, and a main reason why we chose the labs that we do and a couple of the frame company Modern Optical that we do, they give us a fantastic deal on our lenses and the frames that we get from Modern Optical so that we can pass those cost savings onto our charitable programs that we work with, like our Lions Clubs. We work with KCI Institute. They have an outreach van that goes into rural areas in Oregon. Unfortunately, right now, they're not able to do those events due to COVID, but we're able to help, like Kelly said, over 2,000, 2,500 people a year because of the relationships that we've made with our vendors and because of our customers. I Promise that's helping us offset those costs that it takes to make a pair of eyeglasses for people.
And we love our customers, and Katie's going to explain in a little bit what our hours are because of COVID. We sadly had to shut our shop down for safety for a few months, but Katie had this great idea. We have the cutest little orange mailbox mounted outside our shop, but we even had customers that were still calling us, and we were coming in and having them drop glasses and pick them up or to do things because we wanted to still take care of our customers. That's how dedicated we are to our clientele. But we wanted to pass on the excitement, and we were cracking up yesterday because we decided to have a sale. We get excited and giddy for sales, and then we were outside and it was a little blustery yesterday, and I said, it was like, and I said to Katie, I go, fall sale, and then we were laughing, and she said, that's Christmas, fall la la la, or we're having a fall sale. So for the month of September and October, we're going to offer 20% off our frames and lenses on your first pair. And the reason I say your first pair is that I Promise anytime you buy a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, or seventh pair, all within 2 weeks after getting your first pair, we give you 50% off your frames and lenses on the second pair. So this is an opportunity to come in and get glasses for yourself. As Katie's saying, we're all on computers more, maybe get some blue blockers, maybe get some sunnies. Eventually the smoke has to go away and it will be sunny again.
Get some non-prescription glasses for your kids or your grandchildren. What a great gift to be able to provide safety for your kids when they're on their screens all day during school at a really low cost. And we do have some children's frames as well to check out. So come in, take advantage of our fall sale. We do have limited reduced hours right now. We are by appointment only. We're Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 10 to 3, but you do need to call or email to schedule that appointment. Get your pen and your paper ready because in just a minute, we're going to show you our safety video. Kelly's going to introduce that, but In that video, it's going to have the phone number and email to contact to schedule your appointment.
And if you forget, you can always go to our webpage, www.ipromiseoptical.org. Katie does a great job of updating our webpage and making it beautiful. And you can learn about our staff that we have, but it also has our phone number. And we take your safety very seriously, the safety of our staff, the safety of our customers. So as you're going to see in this video, the precautions and why we're going by appointment. Sometimes we can take walk-ins, but if we have people coming because we need to keep distance and sanitation procedures, it's just a lot better to make that appointment. So Brenda is going to play a really great video that John made. This video was made a little bit ago. And then when we see you again, we'll be back in our lab.
Thank you. Enjoy.
We are excited to announce that Promise Optical is open again for all of your eyewear needs. Take a peek at this video. You'll find useful tips on visiting us and be able to check out our new summer offerings.
Promise has attentive and professional opticians. We are located near Northwest 23rd in Portland with an attached parking garage for easy access.
We happily validate parking when spending time with us. We're now offering appointments on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 10 to 3. You can email or call to schedule an appointment today.
Upon entering our building at Legacy Good Samaritan Medical Center, hospital staff will take your temperature and offer you a mask. From there, Promise Optical is just a short walk down the hallway.
Hi. We ask that customers use hand sanitizer and/or wear gloves while handling the frames. After trying on frames, we ask that you place them in the gray bins.
Come in, try all of our wonderful frame options, knowing the safety of our customers and staff is always a priority here at Promise Optical. We are exceeding all directives from the Oregon Health Authority and ask our customers when attending your appointment to wear an approved face mask as needed.
Eyeglasses, surfaces, handles, fixtures, and seating are all carefully sanitized between each appointment.
Our opticians sanitize the frames between appointments, assuring each customer is always handling clean products.
Promise Optical is committed to our customers. We edge our own lenses on site and can accommodate all prescriptions.
Remember that all proceeds provide vision services for Oregonians in need. We hope this video has helped reassure and highlight our commitment to both our valued customers as well as staff.
From all of us here, we thank you at this difficult time, and you have our promise that we take your health and safety seriously at Promise Optical.
Hi there. Now we're back in the lab.
The magic of video.
I hope you learned in that safety video that we are being very serious about social distancing. That's why we are making people schedule or asking people to schedule appointments with us. We do take walk-ins if there's nobody scheduled in the next half hour or an hour. We sanitize everything. I hope that was very clear in the video. So here we are back in our optical finishing lab that we built in 2015. It was built with funds from Sight First through the Lions International Foundation. It was the largest grant that our foundation has ever received. It was $219,000. So the first part of that grant was to build this finishing lab. We purchased 2 edgers, the one that you see here. This one is this is our oldie but goodie. This one is actually identical to a machine that's out at Coffee Creek. So we need a whole new webinar for talking about our future internship, or actually we've kind of started it. But we have ladies paroling from the program at Coffee Creek Correctional Facility, the eyeglass program. They come here and they're going to be used to this machine. And so it's a great way for the ladies to get started and get their feet wet. So we purchased this one here to mimic the lab at Coffee Creek. And then we also purchased this one back here. This is Verna Wild. We name all of our machines. Verna was named after a lady when we were building the lab. We were actually getting the equipment installed, and this lady just came in with her power wheelchair just off the street. Her glasses were broken in half, and we were trying to get our machines up and running, and the lab wasn't even open yet. And she came in and she needed her glasses fixed. So we were able to fix her glasses. And so we named the machine that we were installing after her. So that's why she's called Verna Wild.
How old was Verna? Was she 86?
Oh, she was up there. She was in her late 80s, and she drove all the way down from Yakima, Washington for an appointment, and had to drive I think it was like 4 hours back home. And so otherwise she wouldn't have had eyeglasses to wear. And luckily we were here to be able to fix her eyeglasses.
And then it was serendipitous because the machine over here that we got, we had a similar thing happen the day that this machine came. So this is Billie Jean. So we name our machines after people that impact us. It was just kind of crazy how that happened, because it normally doesn't happen like that.
So yeah, like I said, this is our optical finishing lab that we built. It was the first part of the grant, was to build this lab so that we can provide high quality, low cost eyewear for people in need throughout the state of Oregon. The second piece of the grant was to we had to come up with a way to make our lab sustainable, because there's no way with the prices that we are charging for our LEAP glasses that we could be sustainable. And in order to do so, we decided to build our retail shop, I Promise Optical, which you got to learn a little bit about a few minutes ago. So that was all funded by Sight First Grant. And what sets us apart from other optical places, not all optical shops have their own finishing lab. What's really great about getting your eyeglasses from us is that we're able to control the quality of your eyeglasses. We hand inspect everything that comes through here, and we use manual lensometers like you see here. So everything is made to precision. If you want to come to our lab after this whole COVID thing is over, it'll be wonderful to have you here. We have some exciting news coming up here in a few minutes, but you'll see it's a real state-of-the-art lab. We clean everything thoroughly. Everything is just very well taken care of. We're able to have a quicker turnaround time than a lot of other places, because lenses come directly to us, and we're able to etch them. We don't have to wait for them to get shipped out to cross country. We also, in some cases, depending on your prescription and what your lens needs are, we may be able to edge your glasses on site same day. So if you have a really basic prescription and you're not interested in a coating or a transition lens, we carry thousands of stock lenses here. So even if you need glasses in a pinch, if you're going on a trip and your glasses broke, we could look at your prescription and just make you some single vision distance glasses or single vision reading glasses to get you by until you're able to take the time to get some custom eyeglasses made for you.
Another thing, as Katie said, we have this beautiful lab, which we're excited to share some news with you in a minute. It's like a teaser, we just keep putting it out there. But all of our staff here, all of our optical staff, they're all certified opticians. And it's incredible to me that you don't have to be certified in the state of Oregon to be an optician, which is honestly, it's a little scary to us, because there's a lot that goes into optics with troubleshooting and understanding the frames, the lenses, the problems. There's standards called ANZ that we have to adhere to. And so what we do is all of us are certified opticians, and we're certified para-optometrics. Tracy Brown, who, if you guys know anything about lions, everyone loves Tracy. She lights up the room. Hey, Tracy, she's at home watching us. Tracy and Katie are also certified para-optometric assistants, as well as I think Yvette is. Yvette, sorry, you're an assistant. They have the higher level of certification than I do. I should get that just for fun. But it's important to us that all of our staff are educated. It's important to us that we keep those certifications. So every 2 years, we have to submit credits for both of these certifications. So we're always reading optical articles, we attend conferences, we go to different events put on, because learning should be lifelong, and we take that seriously here. So we're always keeping up on the current trends, the blue light, the progressives, what's going on out there, because it's really important to us. And we actually, as Katie said, our internship, it's our big dream to have this, and it's fun because we're kind of piloting it right now. And we had a fantastic lady who got out of Coffee Creek, and she's been with us now for almost 3 months, and she's also working part-time with a doctor that's one of our LEAP providers, which is neat because she's getting experience there and here. But we actually just signed her up for her optician certification, and we're paying for her test because we want her to have that certification. Coffee Creek, I'm not sure if you're familiar with that fantastic program. It's actually a program that I had the privilege to build and manage for about 13 years out at Coffee Creek. And the program takes ladies who are interested, and it teaches them a job skill of opticianry and para-optometric education. So half the day the ladies study this really intensive curriculum, and then the other half of the day they're recycling eyeglasses, and they're actually making glasses for the prison. As Katie said, this machine here, which is named Kendall, it's important to talk to our machines. Tracy rubs our machines and talks to them when they're being naughty sometimes. But this is the exact replica of one of their machines. What's exciting is they just got a new machine. They got a grant too. But our dream is that we can get funding and help women when they get out of Coffee Creek. Maybe if we could have 4 to 6 ladies a year come through here for 3 months, we can help them with things like, how do you ride the bus passes, getting them the certification, because currently at Coffee Creek, they can only get the para-optometric. So this is a big dream of ours. We're pretty excited about it. And that's
in
yeah.
addition, we just want to be that bridge for the women when they come out. I was actually a student of Kelly's at Coffee Creek. I was in the program for 4 years, and I parolled in 2014, and then fortunately got a job here with the Lions Foundation as the receptionist. And during that time, I was working with Kelly, who is still at the prison, and Nicole Monderano, our development director. She was helping to write the grant for Sight First. And so Kelly and I helped Nicole write the grant for Sight First. But it was really scary when I first got out of prison, because I'm a pretty decent speaker. I have a really good resume from prior to going to Coffee Creek. But when I got out and I was searching for work, I probably put my resume out at 45 different optical places, and I interviewed at a couple. And one of them, the first question that they asked was, tell me about your last job. And of course, I just started bawling. I started crying because my last job was in prison. And that's really scary for that to be your first encounter with your potential future employer. And you're having to share that with them. And so this is a really great bridge for the ladies when they get out. When they get asked to tell us about your last job, they say, it was amazing. I worked with the Lions. I gave back to my community. I did this, this, and this. And if they choose to indulge and share more about, what got them to where they are, great, that's on them. But we just hope to be that bridge for the women when they get out.
We're excited. We want to make a webinar on LERC, which is our Lions Eyeglass Recycling Center, which Tracy Brown does an amazing job of that, which is where all the donated eyeglasses go, and our partnership with Coffee Creek as they recycle them. So look forward in the future to a webinar on our LERC and more about Coffee Creek, because it's something that we're so proud of that program, and we love that partnership. But now, I'm not sure if there's any other questions that came up, Brenda.
There have not been any additional questions, but lots of compliments for the information and for the presentation. You two are doing great.
Thank you. It's a little scary.
We'll share with you the news. About a year and a half ago, we obtained another grant that our foundation has to match. And what we have decided we're going to do, because we needed to expand, we needed to make our lab larger somehow.
A little tight.
We're kind of busting at the seams in here. Kelly and I keep bumping elbows. I bumped it on the machine a couple of times. We actually, when we built this lab, we turned a closet into a lab. So this that we're standing in here was a closet. And then when we turn over here, that was Nicole Monderano, our development director's office. That's kind of the lab office space. So many times when you're edging glasses, you have to go call the lab where the lenses came from because you have a question about the prescription or things come up. So you have to have an office nearby. But what we are going to do is we're actually going to knock down this wall that separates these two rooms. There's a door right here, and we're going to make it one huge lab. It's going to be a horseshoe lab. So everything that you see here, this is kind of an L-shaped lab. This wall and window will be gone, and where Kelly is, there's going to be a mirrored lab over there. So our lab is going to be twice as big, which is very much needed.
We're so excited.
So once the whole COVID thing's over, hopefully if that ever happens, our lab will be brand new, bright. We're actually changing the countertops. You see, they're a really dark brown, and it is very hard to find a little tiny silver screw on these countertops. So we're going to
press around.
We're going to do a really nice light white countertop, and it's also cabinets, and we're going to brighten it up in here because, like I said, this used to be a closet. It's kind of dark. We're limited to the light supply that we have. So
we're actually getting the light quote we got is for lights that they use in the operating room across the street in the hospital. And if you're not familiar with where we are, we're on the corner of 22nd and Lovejoy. And something else that sets our foundation apart from most other nonprofits is that we don't pay for occupancy, because the Lions helped to build this building with Devers back in the early 80s. Some amazing Lions, Dr. Chenoweth, Jenny Tishner, some really great people put in that effort, and it's still paying forward today. So when you do make a purchase at I Promise and that money rolls back, rest assured that we're not paying rent, we don't pay for utilities, we don't pay for the janitorial service. All the money that we get as a foundation goes directly 100% into our programs. And we're like giddy. Like, I get goosebumps when I talk about it. We've been getting all these bids because we want to be mindful. We can't wait to do it. We'll have like an amazing video.
Yeah, we'll probably do like a video ribbon cutting or something so that everybody can join us.
That's the big news that we've been teasing. It's amazing. We've been giddy for a year and a half waiting. And then if you're wondering where our staff are going to go, we're actually moving some people around. So Tiffany, our amazing accounting guru, is getting a window. She's moving towards the front along with Katie. So it's going to be great. It will be a little quieter for our staff back here if they have to make phone calls. And we're going to have this beautiful island in the middle that's actually going to hold lenses and all of our packaging stuff. So we're so excited to show you guys that progress as it's happening.
So we did have a question. Somebody was wondering if they would be able to shop I Promise or have LEAP clients come into the shop to get their glasses during construction. Will you be open during construction?
It's a great question. So we do plan to maintain our same operating hours through the end of the year, through the end of December, mainly because of COVID and because of construction, but we still will be open for the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday by appointment. We will continue to edge in-house. We can actually, we're going to take one of our 3 edgers and set it up in our back room so that we can still do edging on site here at a much smaller scale. We're probably going to, unfortunately, have to send some stuff out, but it's not a bad thing. They're still local, and it's still going to be a fairly quick turnaround. We might just add on another few days to our jobs that go out the door, but we'll still be open.
You might hear a little noise if you come. Sometimes construction is loud, but the shop, we're kind of in the back corner of our office space. So hopefully it won't be too loud because there's those 2 other days that they can try to do the loud stuff. But we would love for you to come and take advantage of fall sale for those 2 months. Katie was joking yesterday when we were practicing, and she was like, maybe when you say that, we should throw fake leaves in the air. And I was really excited for it, but she was only kidding, and she kind of teased me. But here, fall sale.
So if there aren't any more questions, I just want to take this time to say thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you learned about how your purchase helps support your Lions Foundation and helping people in need, not only in the state of Oregon, but worldwide.
And also,
Kelly?
Yeah.
I was going to say, we did get one more question. If you could repeat the dates that you're open and hours and how they make an appointment. And then I think there was a drawing.
The drawing, yeah. So we are open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 to 3. If you want to make an appointment, you can email Yvette, which is YVETT@OLSHF.org. Or you can go and call I Promise Optical. You can go to our webpage, which is www.ipromiseoptical.org. and we can get you scheduled. And so as Katie said, we're going to have these hours through the end of 2020. And then depending on what's going on with COVID, we'll see about adding more time in January. We'll have to play that by ear. But we did tease you, second infomercial, but wait, there's more, with a drawing. And so one lucky winner who's attending today is going to have the opportunity. We're going to send you a little goodie bag of I Promise swag and a $25 I Promise gift certificate that you can use at fall sale. And Brenda is going to tell us who that lucky winner is.
Today, our lucky winner is Diane Mead.
Yay!
Congratulations, Diane.
Diane, if you could just call us or email with your address, please, and we will get that out to you on Friday. But thank you guys so much for coming, and look forward to having you attend more of our great webinars, and soon there'll be one about the Lurk and Coffee Creek.
Thank you.